Hi, beloveds. Welcome back to my channel. This is Divine Empress, your Fulani sister. For today's video, I want us to think about the fact that what we focus on is what grows. There's a saying in Islam that with hardship comes ease. There's duality in almost everything in life. For example, I'm the type of person that like to spend time in nature, but if I'm being honest, I'm not comfortable with everything in nature. Sometimes I'll go for walks and I'm wondering what's in the woods, what's in the between the trees, because sometimes things be moving and I can't see what it is. And then when I see it, we're like, oh, it was just a squirrel. Oh, it was just a bird. But even with that, as I'm walking, I'm just choosing not to give up as I keep walking. I want to be there, but it doesn't mean I'm comfortable 100% of the time. And sometimes there are things trying to bite me, the mosquitoes and all of that, but it doesn't change my love for nature, even though everything about it might not seem comfortable or perfect to me. And that goes with anything I think in life. We have people or maybe situations that feel right or are meant for us, but those things are not perfect. We might not even like everything about ourselves, let alone about anybody else or anything outside of us. And that's okay. That's okay. I don't think things or people are meant to be perfect anyways. Like when you're in a relationship, I think the purpose of relationships is to teach you about things that you wouldn't have noticed without without the experience of being with somebody else. It's to teach you about yourself and also to teach you about life. And that's why sometimes when you're in relationships, it feels like there's a mirror in front of you. The mirror is showing you yourself and is showing you the other person as well. And this can be for any kind of relationship, whether it be friendship, whether it be romantic, whether it be family. Because sometimes we do like to think about like what people have done to us, but if we really think about it, we play a role with everything we interact with. That is not to blame nobody for what they have gone through, but it's just to get us to think that, to think about why certain things happened and how we reacted while those things were happening. Because if we can think about why and be honest with ourselves, then we can see what we did that might have not helped our situation and what we can do better for the future. It can be a learning experience for us to look back at situations and look at ourselves first rather than just focusing on the other person. Going back to the with hardship comes ease. Let's say something very good happens to you, like you're in a really happy situation now. Let's say you just got married to the love of your life, the person that is right for you. You feel like this is the one for you, feel like it's your God sent or whatever it is. And shortly after, something traumatic might happen. Like maybe you lose something valuable, you lose someone valuable. I apologize. I'm not trying to trigger nobody. I'm just trying to make a point. So I'm sorry to those who might be triggered by this message a little bit. But, and you're asking God why? Like, why does this have to be the timing for this person to, ascend? But maybe the divine creator, because the divine creator knows all things, already knew that you were going to lose this valuable person or thing, that this experience was going to happen. And that's why the divine brought in that partner for you, so that you can have support for when that happened, because there are certain things that are already destined to happen. So in that moment, you could be doing the same thing. You could be the one to be like, oh, why this is happening to me? And now you feel like robbed of your joy and experience that you're supposed to be feeling. You're supposed to be in this newlywed mode and just enjoying life. And now you feel like you're just not, this other thing is just taking up your mind because that's what you focus on. But you could also be the person to be like, I'm grateful that I have support. I'm grateful that my husband or my wife or whatever it is came, this helper came at this time to help me, because of their presence, it's helping you cope with that situation a little better. You don't have to go through it alone. Sometimes it's about perspective. When you are going through a situation, try to think about the other things in your life that you can be grateful for, because there's probably, because in doing that, in focusing in the positive, and gratitude, it might be what you need to overcome whatever it is that you're going through. If you have good people in your life, they might be there for a reason. They will probably put there exactly to be able to help you in that moment. One thing that I think about also is how people pray, they might pray for something, but because of how they interpret the journey to getting that thing. Let's say you pray to become like a president, but your path to becoming a president, the training that you need to go through is very, very hard. And you might have gone through a lot of obstacles, hardships in that journey. But you're so overwhelmed with what you went through that by the time you receive that gift, your answered prayer, it doesn't feel like a gift. You cannot rejoice because of everything that you went through. Being in that space, you can think of, like, look back at your journey and try to see the lessons that you were meant to learn in that situation and how it made you into the person that you needed to be for this position. You can look at it that way, as like it was training for you, for the person that you, for the thing that you prayed for. Or you can look at it as if, oh my goodness, why me? Why these things happen to me? I'm not saying this to make anybody feel bad, but I'm just saying that sometimes it's about perspective, and what you're choosing to focus on will determine how you receive things in your life. And I want to encourage you to try to look at whatever might be going on in your life now from a positive light. Sometimes things just have to happen. Sometimes things just have to happen, even when it's not positive, but there's a reason for it. Sometimes you have to go through the training. Sometimes you have to go through the training. What you ask for, what you want, or what's meant for you requires you to be a certain person. Like, maybe your elevation sometimes mean that you have to learn to let go of people, places, and things. And that might not always be an easy thing. You might be sitting there and wondering why you have to go through all these changes, why these things have to be taken away from you. But everything is happening for your own good, because you don't know the intentions of the people around you. You don't know what situations are for you and not for you. Maybe where you were and what you were involved in were not things that you were meant to be in at all. And you know how they say things happen for a reason? Um, people and things can be in your life for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. Sometimes those soul contracts that you have with people might end. That partner was there to teach you something, and now that contract is over. That timeline with that person or that thing is now over. Now it's time for you to move forward. But because of your attachment to that thing, it might be hard. It might be hard. You might look at that situation and feel like, oh my God, why is this happening? Because you felt like that situation or that person was supposed to be your forever. But the divine is like, no, it's not. The divine allowed that to happen for a reason, for you to learn whatever it is that that situation is supposed to teach you. But then it was always going to come a time to let go. And now it's time to let go, and you're having a hard time being in that place because you really want to hold on to this thing that doesn't belong to you or no longer is meant to be in your life. If the places in your life are full, then you don't have room for the new. It would be better for you to be able to recognize and discern what people and things and situations that belong, that are there either for a season, for a reason, or for a lifetime. Because if not, you would be trying to hold on to things that don't serve you or that have already served their purpose. Or you might be trying to maybe get rid of things or get away from things that are meant for you. You might be off with the timing with things in your life because you don't know where they belong, if it's things that's supposed to be there or not. Trust your intuition when it comes to things. And, you know, trust also your divine guides, in the way you feel like you're being divinely led when it comes to people and situations, because that will help you discern and know how to handle the situations in your life. Sometimes losing is not a loss. Things being released in your life, sometimes it's not a loss. It's a need because you have too much baggage. Too much baggage. You have to release so you can flow. How are you gonna fly when you have so much? It's so heavy. The birds can fly, right? They're supposed to be able to fly. But if they have too much on them, the weight is heavy. It's gonna be hard for them to fly because they're carrying too much that they shouldn't have. If you wanna fly, you have to release. You can't carry a lot. Some things and some people, some situations cannot follow you. Sometimes the certain things that are supposed to come into your life cannot come in until the things that don't belong is released. Because you cannot receive with a closed fist. You have to open it, and that fist has, and that hand has to be empty to be able to receive the new blessing. If there are people that cannot go with you, the divine is going to make sure that those people and things are removed before you get what you're supposed to get. Because whatever the divine does happens perfectly as it's supposed to happen. Wherever the divine is trying to take you, it's going to make sure that you are ready for that position, you are ready for that place, you are ready to receive. And when you receive it, something that's going to stick. So whatever training that you have to go through to be that perfect person for that thing that's supposed to come to you, it's going to have to happen before that thing comes to your hand. No matter how difficult it may seem. For example, you have a goal to lose weight. That losing weight is going to require you to do things that will not feel comfortable. Exercise will be painful. Learning to give up certain things you like is going to be painful. You know, the certain foods and all of that. Sometimes you have to, some people go as far as learning what is good for their blood type, the type of foods that are better for their blood types. Sometimes some people have to go to the doctor and learn certain things about themselves to that will help them know their body better and how to better diet in a way that is particular for them, because not everybody's body is the same. Sometimes, so not everybody's body is the same. Sometimes there's a certain regimen or routine that has to be done for you that everybody else might not need for you to be able to lose weight. But that training and that all of that experience will not feel good. But if you focus on the goal of where you're trying to get at, you can get to that goal and now you've lost weight and feel happy and receive that blessing and feel happy. Or you can get there and think about everything that you have to give up along the way. Whatever that is meant for you, wherever you're trying, the divine is trying to take you, I will say this again. The divine is going to make sure that you're ready and equipped for it. So that when this thing comes in, you will not get in the way of your own blessing. And that's not it's something, it's going to make sure that it's something that stays. And it's not just something that will come and go. If you're somebody of faith, believe that whatever's happening is always happening for your good, even if you don't understand, even if you don't agree, even if it doesn't feel like it. They say this thing that rejection is not denial. There's a reason for everything. When you pray, when you ask for something, it's either going to be a yes, a no, or not right now. Sometimes, what you want, what you're asking for, is not something that is good for you. It's not something that is good for you, or there's something better for you. Or maybe it's just not right now. But whatever's best for you is what the divine is going to do. If you have enough faith to pray, then have enough faith to trust in the one you're praying to. And learn to surrender and release and truly believe that whatever comes after that prayer is going to be what's best for you. Because the divine is always doing and aligning things in a way that is best for you and not the way that you think it's supposed to be. Because the divine is the all-knowing, the all-seeing. So the creator will see things that you cannot see. He will see things about you and about people that you don't see. That person that you hold in a pedestal and think that, oh my God, this person is like the best in the world, can do no wrong. They could have things inside of them that the divine see that you don't see. And that's why that person has to go. The divine knows the beginning and the end and knows the whole entire plan for your life. Where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to be, who and what it's supposed to be at each stages of your life. So if you're asking the all-knowing for direction, then trust that you will get aligned with the plan for your life, the divine plan for your life. Even if you're feeling confused, you're feeling lost, trust that everything is always happening for your good and everything is always aligning for your good. And whatever situation you're in now, try to pause and think of what could be going on, why this could be happening. I'm not someone that will ever tell people to just not allow yourself to feel your emotions. Always allow yourself to go through it. Because when you do that, you release, you'll find yourself, you feel much better than holding stuff in and try to pretend like nothing is wrong. But accept the divine's yes and accept the divine's no. Because everything, regardless, it's happening for your good. I feel like sometimes, like, to the creator, we're like children. At this moment where you're finding it difficult to deal with the no's in life, or what you feel like you're being told no for in life, it's like a child wanting something that isn't good for them. Let's say, for example, you have a child that wants to play with fire. And you, as the more mature person, you're like, the adult, you're like, no, you can't put your hand there because that thing is going to burn you. But that child doesn't understand that fire could harm them. They just want to touch it. They will look at you in that moment and even throw tantrums and feel sad and really be upset that you telling them that they can't do what they want. But that you know the consequences of that action. You can see it and perceive things in a way that they cannot. There's an African saying that what adults can see sitting, children cannot see that standing. What the divine can see, what your spiritual team can see and understand, you might not be able to comprehend it about that situation, about that person, about that thing. And you're like a child right now, maybe, trying to mess with something that can harm you. Or maybe even if it's not something that can harm you, just something that is not for you. Maybe it's not for you in this season. Maybe it's not for you anymore. Or maybe it's not for you at all. I just wanted to encourage you that understand that everything is always working out for you good. And in the situations you're in, it's all about perspective. How you're going to choose to look at that situation matters. Because what you focus on is what's going to grow. It's going to affect how you experience things in that moment. And it can affect how you even view the things that are blessings. If you don't understand the training, you don't understand the lessons, you don't receive the lessons in the journey, when you get to the end, it might not feel like a victory. Be able to enjoy your prize. You're on the journey regardless. You're on the journey regardless. Mentally, think about what's best for you. Think about what's best for you. You seeing this video is probably not a coincidence. It's like something is telling you and trying to comfort you and let you know that things are okay. You are divinely guided, divinely protected, divinely provided for. Believe that things are happening for your good and that things will be okay. I'm seriously rooting for you and pray that things get better for you. Okay, beloveds, this is what I have for you right now. I hope this resonates with somebody. Please subscribe, comment, and like. I want to be able to interact with you guys. I'll be looking at the comments if there are comments. And peace, love, and light, and grace. Remember to give yourself grace always, always, always. I love you so much. And I am always a cheerleader, always cheering for you. You got this.